ma ke leboge mookamedi mo tsamaisa dipuisano tse mme ebile ke kope maitshwarelo mo go ba ke ta ba tseela nako ka gore gongwe ne ba sologetse gore ba tla kgela mme ke leboge dikakgelo tse ke setseng ke di utlwile ke sala ke tsena ha ke di lebogela hela thata mme gape ha gongwe go na le ha go etang go botswa dipotso se ke se tlhaloganyang sentle ke gore mmutsi wa potso gantsi wa bana le ha e se karabo mogopolo mabapi le se a se botsang le gore mme go ka dirwa jaanong re atisitse thata go botsa re sa pataganye go botsa le go ntsha megopolo e ganwe kana e dumelwe mme re e beile ha pele go botlhokwa gore re dire jalo ha re bua ka dikgang tse re di buang ke rata re ka lemoga dilo dingwe tsa tsamaiso e re mo go yone ke bua ke lebile re ka pinga gore o na le megopolo e mašetla e nngwe ebile e batlang gore re nne megagaru mo bangweng go se molato gore o akanye jalo ke re nna le wena re a itse mogolle re tsamaya ka tlase ga tsamaiso e laolwang ke molao motheo wa lehatshe o re beelang dithata o re di neela o bo re segela le mela gore yo ka tsamaya o helela ha go tsena yo ha go tsena yo palamente e tlhomiwa ke tsetana ya bo 57 section 57 ya constitution ya e tlhomahela mme section 86 bo e tlhalosa gore yone palamente yanong tiro ya yone ya konokono ke botlhokwa gore re itse dilo tse mme bo e neela ba bangwe le bone dithata mme pele ga re tsaya kgato re le bapegela re tlamega gore re ipotse gore a one motswedi wo wa dithata a o re ha dithata dingwe mabapi le se re batlang go se dira. Do you have the power, the authority that you would like to exercise? If you think you do, are you able to locate the fountain source of the power? You and I call it the fons et origo, the source and the origin of the power. We must trace the power to the source because it then tells us the scope, the remit of the power or the mandate. Hare kare ka gore go na le dithata kana re akanya gore di teng re bo re sa di latedise ra go dira mo e reng go tsena go khothe go bogote jaanong you acted ultra vires, you acted outside the powers that are bestowed upon you either as the president or parliament or any other entity. This is critical. And so we need to be able always to trace the power to the source and establish the boundary lines, the bright lines in relation to the power. Critical. Now, we also need to distinguish, once we understand the framework, government has policies. Some of them we find already in place. They are there. It's a fact. They exist as a fact. We cannot deny, we cannot sidestep. We must confront them head on. That is the first thing. The second is there's a legislative framework, famished, incongruent, probably ineffective in critical respects, but it exists as a fact. We must first embrace this reality. It's a truth. Aristotle says truth is at two levels, practical truth and intellectual truth. So at a practical level, at the level of practical truth, we must contend with the fact of the existence of an institutional apparatus that regulates and moderates what we can do, how we do it. So when the UDC, as a party outside of government, made certain pronouncements about its vision, which were admirably clear and precise. There is absolutely no doubt about their clarity, their precision, their evocativeness. That is why they were able to appeal to the electorate, if that is what they did. But we also must appreciate that electorate that we now want to holas bolas ascribe to the UDC has others who may have their own views different from the vision of the UDC. Let's appreciate this. And so when the UDC comes in, its vision, precise and clear though it be, has not supplanted and replaced existing policy until it is mainstreamed, either into law or into policy. There are processes for doing this. And so these flippant accusations about you promised this, you are not doing it, are misplaced, with the greatest respect and trepidation in a matter so serious. They are misplaced. They are misplaced because they conflate that precise and clear vision with the practical truth of what exists as a fact. So you have said, and it's a criticism that is not without justification. You say, you should fire. I read into your challenge an exhortation. You are saying, you are too slow. That's what you are saying. So let us not take it at face value. You are too slow. Why are you slow? Then we get into a debate of substance. No point scoring. No demeaning of anybody. Serious issues. When you and I get into that space, we are together. Because one of the things we then begin to appreciate, there are no blueprints. It's about pathways. There's no definitive template. No. There are multiple pathways. We now begin, you and I, to engage in a substantive, serious debate about what the options are.
Clarification.
Clarification,
Address
the chair, Mr. President.
Clarification. Clarification.